Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. Today I'm going to try to make the electrical stuff on the Trabant work. The Trabant is a 6-volt system. I have never used that or worked on that before. I don't think it's much different than a 12-volt system, but it seems as though because of the lower voltage that the system is struggling a little bit more. I think because of corrosion and stuff like that, but I'm not sure. All I know is that pretty much nothing works on the Trabant. The starter engine works, and if I press a lot of buttons, there's a lot of buttons in the cabin for the lighting, then suddenly the light slowly starts to lit up. But there is no horn working, there's no blinker working, there's no windscreen washer working, and that's about it for stuff on this car that uses electricity. So, but I'm gonna try to do something about that today. When I fit the battery poles, I can maybe make some stuff happen. Maybe it already did because the buttons are... Yeah, there's light today. Woohoo! There's position light and main beam. A little bit of position light on this and main beam. It could be high beam, I don't know. Let's try the blinker to see if that works today. Nope. Nope. And I think the horn is by pushing the blinker. I'm not even sure. Nothing works there either. The windscreen wiper is also supposed to be on at the moment, and it's not working either. So we're gonna have to do something about that. And the first thing that I'm going to do something about today is I already removed this cover for the relay thingy down there. I haven't done anything else than that. But the first thing I'm going to do is to do something about the terminals themselves, because as you can see, they are very corroded and actually broken. And that is on both of them. No, not on this one, but I'm going to change them just to get a good connection to begin with. So I will do that and take you back. And now they're brand new. What are they called? Battery clamps, maybe, on the battery. And let's see if it makes any kind of difference. Some positioning lighting on one side at least. Well, so far it's made it worse, because now we have high beam, I think it is, on one side but not on the other. And it doesn't seem as though anything else is working. No blinkers, no nothing. So it hasn't really made any kind of difference, but no, it's not a musical instrument. It is actually buttons. Ta-da! Oh. Oh. These switches really look like something that you pull out of a house in the 40s. I'm not really sure how it all works, but at least I can see one wire is no longer connected. But I think I'm gonna start by trying to measure. Electrical stuff is really not my strong point, and it might come as a surprise, because I have so many French cars and Italian cars for that matter, so I should really be good at it. but it's not my strong point. But what I'm going to try to find now is some power. We got some power at this connector. Then I don't think we have any power at this connector until we flip the switch. Let's see if that's the case. Yep, that's the case. But the first one is working. Let's try the next one to see if that's the same. I actually think the next one is bridged by the first one, so I think when I switch the first button, then I get power at one side but not on the other. Yes, and then when I switch the switch, I get power, so that is also working here. It seems as though nothing works on this car. The good thing is really that there is not a lot of stuff that needs to be working. It is so very, very simple. I'm actually quite surprised to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fuses in this car. That's more than I was expecting. Let's take a look at those fuses in there. They're all looking good except the red one, it's blown. We can change that to begin with. When working on old cars that has been standing forever like this, it's really a good idea to have a fire extinguisher close by, because you can really easy start an electrical fire with this kind of work. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. Boo, boo, boo. So now we have all fuses working, and I will real quick just check that we have power on all terminals. And I don't know which is the plus side. I think it's the upper one. Power. No power. No power. No power. No power. That's most likely because we are not in ignition. Power. No. 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 And the reason for that is most likely that nothing is on. There must be some relay somewhere. Is it showing that I'm no electrical expert? Now we have power on that. On that. I'm expecting to see power on everything now. This is a low power one. That doesn't necessarily mean that there is anything wrong with it. It could be a low circuit, but I'm not sure. Got a couple of those low. We should also be able to measure the same amount on the lower ones if the fuses are working. We got 2 of them with very low voltage, but that could be normal. I don't know. I think the next step will be to take off all covers on the lamps and then check out the connectors to see if everything is all right on the headlights and stuff like that. I'm working slightly in blind. Is it showing? Got the position light here still. Ah! And then the light came on just by touching it. That tells me that the connectors are not in very good condition, at least. That one we need to figure out how it works. It's rusty. But I'm just gonna try to take out the bulb itself to check that one out. Ugh. Okay. I'd say to begin with that the bulb is not looking very good. It's all milky. It's not blown, but it's not good either. I'm going to change that. I don't know if it matters on these kinds of bulbs, but on the halogen ones you shouldn't touch the glass. I'm not gonna do it either on this one. The grease on your fingers will burn into the glass and overheat it, I think. So this is already looking a lot better, at least. A bit of progress. I've dismantled even more on the Trabant. It looks a bit sad now. I now got high beam on both sides. It's pretty weak on one side. It could be the battery is running a bit low. It could also be connection still. I realized that I forgot something in here because I thought that this would be normal lights and then high beam there, but that's not the case. The high beam, so this is just position light, and then this is normal light, and then high beam is of course the button down there. I just forgot about that. So that is actually working. Then I started to dismantle the indicator stalk. It's doing something else than just indicator. I think maybe the horn or something like that is in there as well. I don't know yet. But what I have, but just by touching stuff and wriggling about, I actually got the indicator to work, but only on one position, and that's this one. Oh, ignition needs to be on, of course. It doesn't work down here, but it works up here. And it's even blinking back here. And up here as well. So that's good. So we are at a point now that the indicator on this side doesn't work. That the beam, there's something wrong with the lighting right here, but I think I'm just going to charge the system up a bit and see if that helps. I still don't have any window washers. And horn. I'm a bit unsure if a horn is even installed in this car, but I haven't found it yet, at least. I haven't been looking either. Back here everything seems to work. Even the light on the number plate. I haven't tested the brake light yet, but I suspect that it won't work because it's not connected just yet. I'm gonna continue on measuring stuff, and I actually thought that the relay was stuff, but suddenly it started working. It could be hanging, I don't know. I think it must have a bridge in the other direction, so I could have to take it apart and see what's going on in the relay itself. But I'm gonna mess a bit about with this. So I now have my 6-volt charger on it. I'm going to charge it up for a couple of hours and then continue trying to find the issues. One thing I would like to point out is that I have disconnected both coils, because having an old car on ignition for a long time without turning the engine on could very easily overheat and destroy the ignition coils. On modern cars it will just disable the energy source to the coils when the engine is not turning by using the crank positioning sensor, but right now it doesn't know that the engine is not running, so it's constantly charged and ready to go. That's not good, so it's a good idea to disconnect that when you're doing stuff like this with the ignition on for a long period of time. So yeah. Charge. It's a couple of hours later, and now the battery is recharged, and I'm going to attempt some more. Right now I'm trying to get the blinker to work. As you can see, the ignition on. At this position I got a blinker up there, and this one is making the blinky sound. At this position nothing happens. So I'm gonna take it apart and see what is going on in there. This is really a good way to stab yourself violently with a screwdriver. Oh, that was close. Well, like this. There we have it. Something from the DDR. Now let's try to put some power on it and test the system that works. That was not that. That works. Well, now nothing works. And as you can see, when I activate, and I'm doing that up here with this hand, the blinker, then it just turns to one side and gets stuck, and it does that. Not on this one, but on this one it gets stuck, on the other one it just releases again. So just by taking it apart, something has gotten worse. Something tells me that this is the culprit, at least. I hope to get it to work, otherwise I will need another blinker relay for the 6 volt. I really do have a feeling that this blinker relay is the issue, but I'm not really sure why. I am starting to think that this relay is just done. I got it to work earlier, only at the right blinker. Now I can get both the left and right to light up but not blink. So I really think that that this is just stuff. Well, the Trabant is a very, very simple car, and the electric system is very, very basic and simple. But apparently it is being a bit of a challenge for me at the moment. I have not been using a lot of time on it yet, but I was actually expecting just to and then everything would work, but it's not the case, not yet at least. But I have fixed the lighting. All lighting is now all right, high beam, low beam, positioning light and number plate light. I got the blinker to blink on one side. That is no longer the case. Now it won't blink at any side. I can only get it to light up. I'm pretty sure that the blinker relay is just not working, so I think I will have to buy a new one of those. And I need to do something about the window wiper mechanism. I can actually short circuit it with a screwdriver and get it to move, but I can't really get the switch to do that for me. So I think windscreen washer itself is okay, but there is something that needs to be fixed. So I need to take it out and take a better look at a closer look at that. But this will be all for this video. I will continue work on the electric system another day. Now I need to work on a new moped that I got, so this will be all for the Trabant for now. Thank you for watching. Remember that you can support me on Patreon. There is a link in the description. It helps me a lot. If you know someone who likes stuff like this, then please share my videos with them. And I'll see you in the next one.